Hey everybody, Jamieleigh here from BirdTricks, and I have a special guest today. I'm over here visiting Animal Wonders, Montana, and I'm here with Jessie. Thank you so much for coming over here and being on our channel. Actually, I came over here, but you know.
You brought the channel here.
Yeah, we're bringing the channels to you, and we're so excited for this collab. We wanted to do it on target training, as well as make sure you go check out her channel because we did an extra special video with one of her birds. I will leave that to be a mystery for you guys to go check out. I'll leave a link in the description. But we are here to talk about target training, and I know a lot of you are going to glaze over about it, so don't do it yet. We're going to keep it interesting, I promise.
It's very exciting.
Hey guys, Jamieleigh here from BirdTricks. I'm so excited to bring to you this collaboration with myself and Animal Wonders Montana. Now, one of the things that we collaborated over is touch training or target training and how universal it is and how it applies to all different types of animals. So I'm very excited to show that footage. However, the first thing I want to show you is introducing TUSA, the Indian ringneck parakeet that I am working with. Now, TUSA is one of my project birds that is exclusively sponsored over on my Patreon account. However, for this video, I wanted to feature him because he is the one that is most terrified of new things. It could be anything. It could be a noise, it could be a person, it could be an object. So desensitizing him and getting him over fear is something that I have been strategically working on in slow approximations at his own pace so that I don't blow out his threshold, but I'm also building a more confident bird who is willing to socialize with more people in the household. Now, one of the things I noticed when I took TUSA on a road trip is he was incredibly scared of going back in the crate. So I have a travel carrier here. This is the exact one I used to take him with me, and trying to get him back in was a nightmare. So I'm going to show you how reluctant TUSA is to go back inside the carrier if I just simply have him on my hand and I try to put him back in. All it does is constantly reiterate to him that, hey, don't go near that chick. She's just going to try to shove you in there. So even as gentle as I am and as calmly as I put him in there, even if I put his food in there, he is not going in. However, with the magical technique of target training or touch training, if I just misdirect him and say, hey, you don't have to go in the crate, will you just touch this target that happens to be in the crate? It completely redirects his mind, and he's confident doing this. He knows he can touch a target, and he knows he gets his favorite treat. So yes, he just goes right in to get the target, and it gets both things accomplished. So I wanna just emphasize how important this training technique is. This trick is not about just having your bird touch the end of the stick. I've heard all the comments saying it's a really dumb trick to teach your bird to touch the end of the stick, when in fact it's one of the most important things to teach your bird. The reason why is we have had people recover more birds who accidentally get outside by targeting them down out of a tree or targeting them from wherever they are, because the bird thinks it's overheightened, it's overstimulated, and it cannot get down by flying. But if you use a target, you can suddenly teach the bird that yes, you can find a way down, because all they're doing is misdirecting their mind, troubleshooting, how do I get to the target, instead of looking at the situation differently. So it's a really, really powerful tool. They use targeting to teach horses to go into travel trailers. They teach targeting to dolphins to get them to do flips. This training technique is incredibly, incredibly amazing. It's also used for trick training and stationing and a number of other things. So please consider training your bird to target if you have not already. It should be the very, very first thing that you teach your bird. All right, here are the #1 tips to succeed at target training. 1, you can vary the treat. So I have sunflower seeds, 4 different types of nuts in here, and safflower seeds, which I know Touche likes 2 of those treats. So vary the treat. If you need a more compelling treat to use that initially to teach this to your bird. Second, you can use any type of target. A target can be an object. It could be a stick with a ball at the end. It could be the end of a pen. It can be a chopstick like you always see me use. It could be your hand. A target can be anything, and you'll notice that when you see it used more universally, it might be a circle somewhere or whatever, but you can vary the target. So if your bird, for example, we've worked with birds who unfortunately have been mistreated using sticks. So they might be incredibly fearful of a stick or intimidated by it. So use something else that your bird naturally is not scared of. The most least intimidating thing that you can find that you think that your bird will be okay with. The other thing is, if your bird is aggressive towards the stick, I trained a hyacinth macaw to target with its tongue. So keep in mind, this is not full-blown attacking and biting anything. This is a touch. So with aggressive birds, just hold it further away and click and reward for reaching or getting close. The animal will learn the same. If your bird is scared of the target, you can use what's called luring. And luring is simply using the favorite treat and holding it really close. And if you can get them to just bump the target, that's where you start. If your bird is not even going for that, simply use approximations and click and reward for just looking at the target, for being calm in the presence of the target, and for the target being able to get closer. This is something we had to do at Animal Wonders because the Quaker there was, whose name was Chopsticks actually, was so fearful of a target of any sort that I just had to click and reward for calm and no reaction to the target. So keep in mind, you can work your way up, but work in approximations and go at your bird's pace. The main way that most people teach targeting, and that you've seen in my videos if you watch any of my YouTube channel, is normally it's all about the first approach and that presentation and that first impression of the target. It needs to be presented and approached in a very delicate and non-intimidating way. So you want to make sure that you're just using the bird's natural curiosity to capitalize on that and get your bird to just, out of curiosity, touch it. Wonder why it's close. What is it doing there? Can I feel it? Birds explore with their beaks. So in essence, it's kind of like you would touch something to kind of say, hey, what is that? What does this feel like? What does this do? That's how they use their beaks. So if you can capitalize on that natural curiosity of birds, you've really got it made. If you miss that for whatever reason, whether it's the target that's intimidating or your treat that's not very good, you can use some of the other techniques that I mentioned. You can see he still doesn't want to come to me because I'm in proximity of the crate, so he thinks that I am going to put him in, which is my intention, to show you how he doesn't want to go in. But he won't even step up from here, whereas if I took the crate out of the equation, could most likely do it. Let's see if I can get him to even, nope. So let's take the crate out of the equation. So as you can see with the, is this focusing? Okay. As you can see with the crate out of the equation, he's willing to step up, but when the crate is so close, he knows my intention is most likely going to be to put him in, and he doesn't want that. However, with targeting, I can get him to make the decision on his own and put him right in the crate, and he doesn't mind if I shut the door, especially if you give a jackpot reward in there where they can simply just enjoy a treat in there and then open the door automatically right away so that your bird doesn't think that the second it goes in there for the very first time, you're just gonna slam it shut and it has to stay in there for a long time. Make sure you're working in slow approximations. Oh, you dropped it. So if I bring the crate back into the equation, I'm sure he'll stop stepping up. You come? Oh, I got a cracker in my clicker that time, so it didn't click, but I'm going to show you the difference. Sure, his whole demeanor will change. So the crate is back. Will you come? Touche, will you come? He is running away from me. You come? Nope. Not happening. You come? Okay. Again, just to demonstrate again. Good job, buddy. And again, making sure to target him away from the crate is just as important as targeting into the crate, so he doesn't always think that he has to go in there. Even just coming near it is a great thing to always work on. Good. So I feel like every time I talk about target training or touch training on the channel, people's eyes glaze over. And I'm trying to avoid that by using you and all of your array of animals to show variety and how universal target training is. So sometimes people come to us and they're like, hey, how do I get my bird in the cage? How do I get my bird out of the cage? How do I get my bird to like multiple people? How do I get my bird to do this or that? And the answer for me seems to always be target train your bird, or target train your animal. So I feel like there's an array of ways to use this, and a lot of people don't realize that they use it with horses to get them into trailers to overcome fear. They use it with dolphins to train them how to do flips. What kind of ways do you use it with your animals? Because we just got to show them a variety of animals.
We use it for kind of like a base, like comfort, come and focus on me, and it's a starting initial thing, like this is what training is, and then we can go from there. We can go into like move your body, manipulate your body into different positions, and then also to go into crates. And from, we call it like an A to B, you get them to do the session, and then you can work them kind of free without having a harness on them or a leash.
I love that. So it's kind of like initiate the training session, and we often refer to it as like warming up the bird. So we use target training initially to see, is the animal responsive, does it want to interact, and then you can maybe ask for more complicated behaviors.
Exactly, that's like giving them choice. Do you want to be part of this training session?
Okay.
And by asking them like the easy, the base level. And then we also use it because it's not just me training the animals. All of my employees need to be able to work with the animals. And so getting a simple behavior that everyone can do consistently is huge.
I often teach it to all of my clients because they'll say, hey, the bird got out and I'm the only one that can handle it, and this is kind of a way that other people can get the bird in and out, or from A to B, as you were saying, from a hands-off approach where they don't have to worry about getting bit, the animal doesn't have to worry about having to bite to communicate what it doesn't want. So I love that. I love seeing how different trainers use it and different animals respond, because we literally used 3 different targets with 3 different animals and 3 different treats. So that's awesome. And even birds are different. Some birds take different treats. Some birds respond to different targets, whether it's a stick, it's a hand, it's a ball on the end of a stick, whatever that may be. It's a pen we ended up using. But I just think that there's so much variety and use in target training, and that a lot of people think of it as, why do I want my animal to touch the end of the stick? That's a really lame trick. And it's not.
It's not, because I don't know, I would say it's the most essential behavior you can get.
It's part of your foundation.
It is, yep. And then you can branch off from there. Like, trick training is fun, and it can be really rewarding as enrichment, but you need to get that base
to build on.
Exactly.
I love that.
Yeah.
Thank you.
This was fun.
I know. I had a great time. I want to do more.
Next time. Sequels.
Seriously. So leave us a comment and tell us what you guys want to see us collab on next, because this was really fun. And let us know how you're using target training if you're not already, which I hope you are. And we would love to hear from you guys. Thank you so much for watching. And make sure you guys check out Animal Wonders Montana if you want to see more adorable animals, a ton more than we even got to feature in our video.
So many. We have over 90.
Whoa, go check them out. I can't wait for you guys to see this video because you already saw it, because this is the end.
Nailed it.
Fail.
Perfect.
I don't know how to film outros.